Yep, you've read the thumbnail right. Today we're talking the day a client tried to fight me for a bag. Alrighty guys, so I just got done shooting this video and I just realized that I filmed the entire thing with one earring on, and I am not refilming it because that was authentic and true, and it's not gonna get any better than this story time. So one earring. Hey guys, welcome back to Maison Malli. I'm Malli, and you guys saw the thumbnail. Today we're gonna talk about the day a client tried to fight me for a bag. But before we get into that, guys, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. My channel actually is almost at 20,000 subscribers, and so if you've been thinking about subscribing and you haven't, please go ahead and subscribe. Of course, you guys know you can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok, where I make daily coffee recipe videos. If you guys are into some coffee, a little bit of luxury, you can find me over there as well. Guys, let's hop on into this story time. Alrighty guys, so y'all already know I worked at Louis Vuitton for 7 years, and in those 7 years, a lot of things happened. But I think the thing that sticks with me the most is the time a client tried to fight me for a bag. Where did they do that at? Like, let's get into the details. So guys, it's like a regular weekend day at work. You know, I already listened to all my gospel music before I got to work. I already put myself in a nice positive mindset and mood, because working at Louis Vuitton, that's just something you have to do before every shift. And you know, I was set, I was ready to go. I came to work, you know, started helping clients the way that we do, and I got assigned this client that said she was looking for a favorite MM. Now, before we continue with the video, in case y'all didn't know, the favorite is that one bag that Louis Vuitton client advisors hate the most. Like, we could never stand the favorite. We are happy it is discontinued. I'm sure when they announced that it was being discontinued, we threw parties in Louis Vuitton break rooms all across the United States, because it's just a bag that we hate to get. You guys already know, as I told you, commission on canvas at Louis Vuitton is about 0.10%. A favorite at that time was probably less than $1,000. If it was $1,000, you earn $1 for that. And it was just like not worth the stress of it. Like, everybody and their mom wanted a favorite, and you'd have to do so much work to hunt it down just to get $1. I digress. She tells me she wants a favorite MM in Damier Ebene. It's her and her boyfriend. She seems nice enough, so I'm like, you know what? Cool, let's help her. I told her it isn't something that we usually have. They're super hard to get. I didn't think she was in the know, but I told her I would look at my work phone and see if it was available. So I pulled out my little phone, I looked it up, and lo and behold, it said we had one favorite MM in Damier Ebene. So I told the client, you know what, we're showing for it, but it could be an error. Let me go check. Right? So I'll insert some pictures for you guys if I can, like right here, my store setup, so you kind of have an idea. So yeah, the way my store was set up is once you walk in the door, there is a front bag bar, and there's like bags behind, and the associate, we can show you bags right here. And then behind that wall, you walk all the way to the back of the store. There's like a really long pathway, and along that pathway there is the main bag bar. So that's where you walk into the store and you see all of the bags displayed on the wall. And then you guys know how it is at Louis Vuitton. There's like a case line, and in the case line there's typically like wallets and small bags like the favorite, right? So it's something that clients cannot access on their own. Like, someone has to show it to them. So I walk all the way to the back, and I spot this favorite MM in Damier Ebene in like one of the case lines. So I go behind the counter, I open the drawer, and I'm pulling the bag out, and suddenly I hear, "I'm buying that bag." So I look up, and there's this woman there with like her teenage daughter, and she looks at me and she's like, "I'm buying that bag. I'm here to buy that bag." Right? So she's like already super aggressive. She already has an attitude. And you guys remember that video I made where I talked about why I quit Louis Vuitton, and I said respect is just the minimum? I'm here to help any and everyone. Like, I love to meet new clients and engage, but one thing I do not tolerate is disrespect. I can deal with a client who's frustrated, angry, all of that, but disrespect, nah. So I looked at her and I said, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Was somebody showing you the bag already? And she was like,
no, but when it's my turn, that's the one I'm buying. I want that bag.
So, you know, I just didn't want to get into it with her because it already seemed like a hostile environment. So I just was kind of like grabbing my bag out the case line. I was like, okay. And I took the bag, I walked back to the front of the store, and I proceeded to show it to the clients that I was assisting, whose turn it actually was, right? So I'm showing them the bag. Of course they want it. Of course they love it. Of course they want to buy it. And the girl is super excited. And then this lady comes from like all the way in the back, and she walks up on the back bar. I see her out the corner of my eye, like, and she rolls up on the clients and she's like,
I'm buying that bag. I told you I'm buying that bag. I'm buying that bag.
And I was just like, okay, ma'am, like, we can assist you when I'm done with this client. I can find someone to help you. But unfortunately, this client is currently purchasing this piece.
No, because I told you back there that I'm buying that bag.
So, you know, I didn't want to add to the situation. So I looked at my clients and I said, listen, she seems pretty upset. I don't want to escalate the issue and stand here and argue. If it's okay with you, can I take the bag, your ID, and your credit card to the back? I'll ring you out, wrap it up nicely, then I'll bring you back out the bag and you'll be good to go. And of course, they were fine with that. So, of course, I take everything to the back. I charge the clients just fine, you know, wrap up their little favorite MM in a cute little, you know, the Louis yellow box with the blue bow, put it in a shopper, and I come out of the back, right? As soon as I get out of the back, remember there's like that long hallway. So this is the back, there's this long hallway, and then at the front, it's the front bag bar. I come out of the back, and the moment I exit, baby girl is right there again. And she hops into my face like this, right? So like, this is me, and I'm walking, and she comes like right here. I kid you not. She's like right there. And she has her finger out, and she's like this.
I told you I'm buying that bag.
Sorry, I can't help but laugh at it because I'm like, how are people this crazy, right? So anyway, she's like,
I told you I'm buying that bag. That's my bag. I'm buying that bag.
I am not exaggerating. Like, everybody in the store is staring, and I'm just like, this, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm like, this lady done lost her mind, right? So I take a deep breath and I'm like, ma'am, we can assist you in trying to find another favorite, but unfortunately it wasn't your turn, and the client whose turn it was, she has already purchased the piece. And she just kept repeating it, like she wasn't even trying to listen to me. She was like, I told you I'm buying that bag, right? So at this point, I can feel my blood starting to boil. You guys already know I'm from Brooklyn, New York, BK all day. And I'm trying to keep my composure, but honestly, there's only so much that one person can take. And I literally look at her and I said, ma'am, I'm really gonna need for you to step back and give me some space, right? That was like my nice voice. And she continued to be irate. Oh, I forget. She continues to be irate. And after I said what I said, like I said to her, you know, the whole spiel about we'll try to help her, I try to walk this way. And when I try to go that way, she stepped in front of me. And I'm like, ma'am, please let me go by. And I go this way and she shifts with me. And I'm like, oh, baby girl, it's crazy, crazy. And so I literally said to her, like, I felt my blood boiling, and I said, ma'am, you got one more time for me to tell you to get on up out my face. Like, I literally said it just like that. You're gonna have one more time for me to tell you to get on up out my face, because at this point I'm feeling threatened. I don't feel safe. Listen, I know all the keywords, okay? I know all the keywords. So the moment I said that, I think that my manager, like one of my male managers, like obviously caught wind of what was happening. And he came and he pulled her up, right? Like he literally almost like pulled her off of me. And of course, you know, the first thing that she said was,
she hit me. She hit me.
And I looked at her, and in my most calm voice, I said, ma'am, I did not hit you. And we actually have cameras right there. So if anything, I probably would be pressing charges on you today for assault. Looked at her and blinked once, okay? And so, of course, at that moment, like, I was a little rattled. I took the piece, I went back to the clients, I gave it to them. They were still super excited. And I remember saying to them, wow, you're gonna have a fun story to tell your friends about how you got this bag. Like, you'll always remember how you got this favorite MM. And of course, they took their bag and they left. And then the lady was still in the store, which was beyond me, because I'm like, and this just goes back to, like, you guys have heard me talk about, like, not safe work environment, stressful work environment, hostile work environment at Louis Vuitton. And I just didn't understand, like, why this woman was still in the store. Like, she rolled upon me, she was in my physical space. If anything, she needed to go. And she was still there. She asked for my name. I said, you know, it's Malli, A-S-H-M-A-L-L-I, spelled it out for her. And then she proceeded, I guess she wanted my name so that she could, like, report me to the Louis Vuitton police. I don't know. And then she said something like, you're gonna be fired. You're gonna be fired. I looked at her. I said, ma'am, I doubt it. I think that made her even more mad. But at that point, I just didn't think that, not to say she didn't deserve my respect anymore, but I wasn't gonna go above and beyond to coddle her because she damn near, like, assaulted me. So yeah, she didn't get her bag. Honestly, I can't tell you if, like, the manager spoke. I think the manager did speak to her, and she did say, like, that I hit her or whatever. And the manager also communicated to her again, like, girl, we have cameras, like, we can look at it and see that she didn't touch you. And I told my manager, like, honestly, I was trying to get away from her. If you look at the camera, like, I went that way and she went that way. I went that way and she went that way. So it was just a pretty crazy situation, but it just comes to show you how people value material things more than they value people. Like, she thought it was a better idea to assault me instead of just, like, being nice, speaking to me, and having me help her get her bag. A bag was more important to her. And I think, like, the worst part about this situation, because I'm used to dealing with irate clients and whatnot, I remember my store director was not there that day, and when she came back the next day, I told her about the situation. I told her how, like, you know, how nervous I was. Like, what if this lady comes back? I don't think that this lady should be allowed in the store because she, like, pretty much assaulted me. And she pretty much was like,
well, put yourself in the client's shoe. How do you think she feels that she couldn't get the bag? She probably was really upset.
And I was just like, so you think that warrants her assaulting me for a favorite MM? One of your top sellers in here? Like, that's what you think I deserve? So yeah, and I think in that moment it just solidified for me even more that, one, I no longer needed to be at that job, that two, and I think the whole thing just taught me, like, it was time for me to move on to a safe work environment where I felt comfortable and happy about going to work. But I kind of laugh at the story a little bit because I was never truly scared. Like, I wasn't scared of her. I was just more of like, this lady got some nerves, like, trying to fight me for this bag. You know, it was more that kind of attitude, and just like, that's not how you treat people, right? So of course, I told you guys we would do a few Louis Vuitton story times, and that was the first one that came to mind, like the time a client tried to fight me for a favorite MM. As always, guys, thank you for stopping by Maison Malli. Drop it in the comments down below. Let me know, do you own a favorite MM? I'm sorry, I just hate that bag so much. Do you own a favorite MM? Was it hard for you to get a favorite MM? Did you try to fight your client advisor when she couldn't get you a favorite MM? Inquiring minds want to know. Of course, guys, don't forget, if you found this video to be fun, lighthearted, you want to see more LV content or any other type of content that I produce on this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Guys, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.